What's up, everybody? It's another episode of your favorite podcast, Raw and Nerdy. And I'm Archon.
And I'm Rook.
And we are bringing you another kind of deep discussion.
I've been coming up with a lot of these lately.
We're going to talk about a little bit about video game stores or just gaming stores in general and what their impact is on the community, the gaming community, the nerdy community, whatever you want to call it, whatever makes you feel better about yourself. But yeah, we're going to dive into that a little bit. But we're going to talk about our weeks as always, and Rook is going to give us his week, which is going to be super exhilarating. I can already tell.
Oh, it's going to be exciting.
It better be. It better be like the most exciting week you've ever had.
Well, I worked all week.
Yep.
And that's about all I did. And I set up, I also set up OBS and Twitch. So now I'm going to start, and I was streaming for a little bit while we were playing Borderlands 4. And it's actually, we had DJC join us tonight, and it's actually pretty fun.
Yeah.
The night of recording.
I like how they did it. Like, I like how Borderlands does it where they scale to him, the mobs are like level 34 or whatever he is, and to us, the mobs are our level, and it drops appropriate level gear and everything, but yet we can still play together. That's a pretty good way to balance it to where we can all just kind of play and have fun together.
It is, and that's pretty much been my thing all weekend because I worked this weekend. I mean, coworker swapped weekends so that way he could have his birthday off. Look at me being a nice coworker. But so I didn't do much this weekend or the past week. I've been dealing with a lot of stress, so I focused on being a nerd over the weekend by looking up possible builds for a D&D character I want to run. And while also fitting in some Borderlands 4 today while I was waiting for that one guy to come through. And I did notice I'm having this weird issue with Steam. Steam will go and update some of the games, and for whatever reason, it won't update them properly, and there will be corrupt files. So it'll start the patch, and then it'll go into a validating files. Then it'll start the patch at like 15% or 20% lower than what it validated at. And then it'll get up to that point and start it over again. It was actually faster for me to uninstall Borderlands and reinstall it for it to work right.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Yeah, it was. It's not too exciting for me. I'm sorry, everybody.
I feel officially let down.
Yep, I let everybody down. It wasn't very exciting. I didn't do anything with I still need to build my magic deck, to be honest. I'm slacking.
I got some news on that front.
Oh, I'm going to be broke by November of next year.
Yeah, all the new sets coming out.
The Star Trek set comes out November of next year.
Oh, man.
So I'll be broke.
Well, a set that I really like just came out. And
the Spider-Man set?
Yeah. I got a few packs, but I've gotten really, really lucky with my pulls. Like, there's one card that I'm specifically looking for that I haven't got yet, but every other card that I wanted, I've got. So
nice.
Like, I had one pack. Two of the rarer cards that are more expensive are Gwenom and the Peter Parker / Amazing Spider-Man card, the one that's dual-sided. I pulled both of those in the same pack.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was like, okay, all right. And then I pulled the Cosmic Spider-Man, which is the 5-color Spider-Man card that you can build a really cool spider deck around. I got that card, which I'm really excited for. I got the Green Goblin / Norman Osborn card, which is a really good card. But the one card that I want, I may have to just get the card directly because I don't think I'm going to end up getting lucky enough to pull it in the pack. I really want Anti-Venom. the Horrifying Healer. Such a great card. It is so
The
good.
horrifying.
No, it is
No.
so good. This card, like, if you play it from your hand, then you can choose one card from your graveyard to bring back onto the battlefield, right?
Mm-hmm.
And its other effect is anytime damage is done to him, instead that damage is prevented and you add that many 1/1 counters on him instead.
Yeah, I was looking at that before because I think my brother has it.
I want that card so bad because there's so many different ways that you can like make him like basically there's enchantments and stuff you can put out to make all damage done to you be done to target creature, and then you have it all done to him, and then every time anybody does any damage to you, it's just healing you, or it's just making anti-venom bigger. And then if I put him in my Titus deck, which I already have a really good Titus deck, but if I put him in there, then I can use Titus and a few other cards in that deck to move those counters around and move them onto other creatures that I want to put them on. And oh man, so many possibilities. I need to get that card. I mean, it's not super expensive. It's only like a $12 card, so I may end up just buying the card itself. But
It's $16.52.
oh, it's going up.
Yeah, because a
Need to
lot of
get it
people
while I
want
can.
that card. A lot of people want that card.
It's because it's broken. It's like the best card in that. I mean, obviously there's your Soul Stone and your different variants of that are super expensive, but that is probably the best card in the deck. Oh, I also pulled a Villainous Act, which that card I'm really excited. I'm gonna play around with that card because that card could be really fun. It's
Noise.
it's the Spider-Man board wipe that it does damage to target player based on the number of creatures that they have, and then board wipes all their and then removes all creatures. So like
that could
if you're
be
playing
bad for a token deck.
yeah, if you're playing against somebody with a bunch of creatures out, and then you hit them with that, it's going to do a ton of damage to them, and then take all their. I mean, it takes your creatures too, but hey, it's worth it.
What's it called?
Villainous Act.
If I can spell villainous right, that'd be nice.
Can do it.
Let's see. Villainous Wrath.
Oh, is it Villainous Wrath? I thought it was Villainous Act.
Yeah, it's Villainous Wrath.
Oh, okay. Villainous Wrath.
The picture is a picture of Doc Ock with, and I'll put a picture of it on here, but it's Doc Ock with him wrapped around, his arms wrapped around Spider-Man. It's a sorcery. It costs 2 black and 3 any.
Yeah.
Target opponent loses life equal to the number of creatures they control, then destroy all creatures.
Yeah.
You fool.
I'm not sure if that's the version I have. I don't know if I have the one with Doc Ock or if I have one of the other art styles.
Let's see. It's the only one I see on here right now.
Have to look. I'll take a look at some point.
It's not a very expensive card either, but the problem is my deck I'm trying to build. The deck I'm building is not black. It's red, blue, and green.
Look at Cosmic Spider-Man. He's pretty freaking cool.
Oh yeah.
I love that card. He has like so many modifiers.
Flying, first strike, trample, lifelink, haste. At the beginning of combat on your turn, other spiders you control gain flying, first strike, trample, lifelink, and haste until end of turn.
Yeah, that's pretty solid. And there's so many different spiders in the new deck. I mean, the new thing. Plus, there's so many really good old spiders that you can use as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really cool because if you're using him and you use Gwenom, Gwenom makes it to where like whenever she attacks, then you can always see the top card in your library, and you can play the cards from the top of your library, but instead of mana, you pay life. And since all of your creatures have lifelink with Cosmic Spider-Man, like you just get the life right back anyway. So you can dish out a bunch of cards for free basically, and then just attack and get the life back.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet.
Unless you use a lot of life and somebody stops all combat damage.
Oh, dude, there's a card. Okay, there's still one more card other than in the Spider-Man deck that I want. It's a guy named Mr. Negative.
Mhm.
And when you play Mr. Negative, like when he comes into the battlefield, you can switch life with an opponent. so you get your life really low and then switch life with them. And yeah, you're good.
That's funny.
Yeah, that card's if played strategically, that card could be like, say you're using Gwenom and you just suck all your life right down, and then oh yeah, I'm gonna play Mr. Negative, and well, yeah, now you have 2 life, and I'm gonna attack you and you're dead. That could be so much fun.
What's her other side? Oh, that's what Gwen Stacy's spider is called.
Ghost Spider?
Ghost Spider. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, Gwen Stacy is Ghost Spider. You never seen Spider-Verse?
It's been a while.
Oh,
I just didn't realize they said her name was Ghost Spider.
yeah.
But I've seen a lot of people cosplay her.
Oh, yeah. That's a big one.
Well, yeah. So how was your week, sir?
I mean that's part of it, you know. That set came out and I, had to check it out and stuff, and I was
Of course.
supposed to go to a Renaissance fair this week, but yeah, we'll just say that ended up not working out, and I didn't end up getting to go, and I was pretty sad because like I had a whole costume made and everything. Like I looked legit, dude. I had like a homemade tunic and like
Nice.
the leather belts and like the pantaloons, and like I was good, dude. I was gonna rock it, but I didn't end up getting to go.
Maybe
So
next weekend?
I went golfing instead, and I actually shocked myself because I played a round of 9 and didn't not great, but not terrible because I'm not that great of a golfer. I'm still fairly new. And then we played a second 9. We just replayed it. The course only had 9 holes, so we just replayed that 9 again. And I told my brother-in-law who I was with, I was like, I'm improving by 10 strokes. I'm gonna do it. And he's like, okay, go for it. And I actually improved by 11. I improved my score by 11 strokes on the second 9. I did really, really well. I didn't
That's
have
awesome.
Yeah, I didn't have a single hole where I did worse than the hole before or than the time before. Every single hole was either the same or an improvement. I actually had one hole where I chipped it up onto the green, and I was mad at myself because I chipped it up where I chipped it onto the green. I had like a 30-foot putt, and I'm like, "Oh, this is fabulous!" And I was getting all mad and stuff, and then I absolutely drilled the putt from 30 feet away. Just perfect line, perfect speed, bam. And my brother-in-law was like, "Wow, that just happened. You just hit that putt." And I was like, "Yeah, I did." So, yeah, that was pretty fun. Other than that,
Nice.
I've been playing a lot of Path of Exiles. I found a really, really broken class on Path of Exiles. It's stupid. Like, so in that game, once you get through the whole game and you get through all the interludes at the end, then you're roughly about level 65, and that's when you start these things called maps.
Mhm.
It's basically like rifts on Diablo 3, and you start as at a level 1 map, and you can work your way up to the highest you can do is like, technically it's called a level 18, but it's a level 16, and then you have like like up, or actually it's like level 17 because it's a level 16 gemstone, but then you get like +1 to monster levels as a bonus, so it ends up being like a level 17. But anyway, the max level in that game is 100, which most people don't get there because of the difficulty once the game gets higher.
Mhm.
But once you get to about high 80s or so, you're rocking the level 15 maps pretty easy. I made this Deadeye lightning based ranger, and I hit level 65, finished the game today and started maps at level 65, and I started on level 15 maps just to see and was clearing them. At level 65, I was clearing maps that I shouldn't be able to do until I'm like mid to high 80s because it's so stupid strong. It just melts everything.
Nice.
And I'm like, oh, why haven't I been doing this like the whole time? It's kind of cool though, because like, so when you do a map at that level, a level 15 map, you're getting such good experience. Every time I did a map, it would take like 10 minutes or so, and it was giving me 3 levels every map I did. So when I logged off, I think I was like level 73 or 74 or something like that.
Not bad.
Just from doing a couple maps. So, I mean, it'll slow down as I get higher, but the problem with that game,
as you get stronger.
is you lose experience if you die. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And as you get to higher levels, like once you get up into the 90s, that's where like my sorceress is in the 90s. But once you get up there, you'll get like a bubble or so of experience in an hour, and you need like 20 bubbles to level. But when you die, you lose like 4 bubbles of experience at that level. So that's why it's like almost impossible to get to level 100, because by the time once you get up to like 95 or so, then you're losing like 6 or 7 bubbles, and it takes you like 10 hours to get that much experience. So like
That's a
one
long
death
grind.
is so punishing. It's so punishing at those levels. Like you die once, it's over. Like you can't lose your level, but it'll knock you down to like you're basically zeroed out. And so unless you can go for 20, 30 hours without ever dying, you're not going to level up. So
that's the reason why not many people have hit level 100.
right. I one of my friends, my buddy Chris, he's level 95, I think. But the other day we were playing and he got like almost to level 96, and then he died 6 times
Oof.
in a row and lost all of it. And he's like, all right, I'm gonna try playing something else for a little while. So
Can you blame them?
no, that would be so frustrating to be that close and then
Mm-hmm.
lose it. But yeah, I've been playing PoE some. I'm playing Silksong. I got into that game because of my stepson, and I've been having a lot of fun with that. I'm done with the first act. There's 3 acts total. Finished the first act, but I don't want to get too far ahead of him because I don't want to like I want to be able to tell him, like, you know, share the experience of what I'm doing, but not spoil the game for him. So like I'm kind of waiting
Makes
for
sense.
him to level a little bit or get a little further so that I can play a little bit more and not spoil anything for him. So it was a game that he was super, super excited for, and I was just like, I'll play it. So like I don't want to ruin his experience in any way or like mess with it.
That's a very good thing.
Yeah. And I also heard about this Minecraft mod that I'm kind of interested in that I might check out as well. That apparently there's this mod that's been out for a while that I'd never heard of, called Cobblemon for Minecraft, and it basically adds like a whole quest system to the game, but it brings Pokemon into Minecraft where you can catch Pokemon and fight other Pokemon, and they're called Cobblemons, but they're like named like Magikarp. Like some of the quests are catch 30 Magikarp, and they're literally named after Pokemon. Like it's Pokemon.
I mean, you go into cobblemon.com and it's a Lapras swimming.
Yeah. So I'm like I'm pretty interested because I love Minecraft and I love Pokemon. Like I love Pokemon. It's such fun games. And I'm like, if I could play Pokemon Minecraft, that could be kind of fun. So
they don't even hide it. They flat out say on the website it's an open source Pokemon mod.
Yeah. And I guess it's completely free, and they don't make any money whatsoever off the mods, so like they can do it without getting sued by Nintendo. So it looks fun. So I might have to check it out. Oh, that's another game I forgot to reinstall.
What?
Did I? I don't remember. Was it this week that I formatted my computer? I can't
I
remember
think it
if I
was
talked about it last week.
last week.
Did I talk
It
about it
was
last
last
week?
week. Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't. I got to reinstall Vintage Story. I forgot about that.
No, yeah. I haven't played that one yet.
That's
But
so
then
fun.
again, I'm not a huge fan of Minecraft personally.
Like Minecraft style. Yeah, that's fair. It's a really
I
fun
mean,
game though.
there's some shaders out there that make the game look absolutely gorgeous.
Oh yeah, for sure. I haven't found any shader type things like that for Vintage Story yet though.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it looks like old school Minecraft, but it's really cool. I love the way they do the seasons. I love the way like you have to store up food because you can't find any in the winter. Like I love all the preparation you have to do, and like it's really well done. It's a lot of fun, but
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
that's one of those games that's more fun if you're playing with somebody. And I mean, I was playing it with Widget for a while, and then after everything went down, like we just haven't played it since. We've been doing our own things, so.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, yeah, that's my week. A little bit more exciting than yours. Oh, one more thing. Yeah, the dreaded losing my assignment thing finally happened. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
now got a couple of really good job prospects that I'm hoping for. I had one I was supposed to interview for today, but then they ended up short-handed in the office, and the district manager I was supposed to interview with, had to go out in the field, so I wasn't able. Like, they were really cool about it, and they're like, "Yeah, we're going to reschedule as soon as he's available. We're not sure when he will be because they might be short-handed for a couple days." Um, I was like, "Well, I mean, if you're short-handed, all the more reason, bring me on." No, but it's a pretty good prospect. I think there's a really like they're already talking as if I'm part of the team, which is a good sign. So fingers crossed.
Yeah,
Anybody who wants to keep
fingers
their
crossed,
fingers
man.
crossed for me, even though by the time you guys listen to this, I'll probably know one way or the other. But if you want to keep your fingers crossed for me, go for it.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm actually waiting to hear back from an interview I did
oh,
last Friday.
same company,
Um, Same company, just a different job.
better
And
shift.
yeah, it'll move me back to day shift.
Oh, thank goodness. Then we could play a lot more Borderlands.
We can do a lot more together instead of
Yes,
nothing.
that will be awesome. I'm down for that.
No, it's really hard because all my friends and everybody I like talking to is home while I'm at work. So it makes working second shift is like one of the worst shifts to work only because you really don't have a life outside of work on the week.
Right, because by the time you get home, everybody's asleep. And when you get up,
Mm-hmm.
everybody's at work. Everybody's already at work. And then by the time you go to work, we're all just getting out.
Mm-hmm.
Second shift is
It's a
awful.
tough one.
That's
It
the one
is.
shift I would never want to work.
I like the team and stuff and everybody that I work with. It's just the shift is,
Rough.
I already have enough stress and enough stuff going on that I don't need that added lack of being able to do anything.
That's fair.
But I'm not going to
Definitely
let it
fair.
impact anything. And we're going to keep going and see what happens.
Yep.
All right. So last week on our Easter egg, was it last week Easter egg or
Yeah.
I just uploaded it?
It was Easter egg.
No, it was Easter egg. All
Hmm?
right. Yeah, we recorded it and we went way over.
Oh, wait.
No,
Was it
last week
Easter egg?
wasn't. I don't think it was. Last week was
No, the
how
last one.
gaming culture and the view of gaming has changed throughout the years.
Yes. Yes. That was last week.
Yeah, we went long on that episode, which I actually enjoyed because it was a fun topic.
Yeah.
But this week's topic, we don't have any news or anything, and it wasn't planned, but it works out great because I got a feeling this topic is going to keep us going for a while.
That's possible. See, this week was really slow for news. Like, there was not really much. I know, like, they did, like, the state of play PlayStation, but they didn't really announce a whole lot, and just nothing really worth talking about. They announced a
That's
Wolverine
true.
game that everyone was super excited about, but that's about it.
Not a lot that was very entertaining to
Yeah.
me anyway.
Which is
So-
good because I need a break to actually play the games I got, that rather than have a new one coming out every other week. I think it's been hard to keep up lately. I got a bunch of games on my list that I need to play still.
Out of all the new games that have come out, and since we've been doing the shows, since Raw and Nerdy and Raw Podcast has been around, I think the only one I actually beat was Starfield. That's the only one I made it to the end game on.
You got to the end game on Dune, didn't you?
I never did all the end game stuff. I just kept building a base and building another base and then moving a base.
That's true. Yeah, because you didn't get to play a whole lot because of your shift. And that's part of it, is your shift. If you were on a day shift, you probably would have gotten a lot further and a lot different things. But
oh yeah, what I need to do is actually play Baldur's Gate 3 and get through that one, because I still haven't beaten that game and it's sad.
I still haven't gotten more than 6 hours into that game. Just
I have just a couple of hours in that game. Like only 82 hours.
Yeah, I think I have
Not
6.
counting what's on console.
I think I have 6 total.
Yeah, I have not made it through the second act. I'm in the second act, I just haven't made it through it.
I've played and beaten a lot. No, did you beat Avowed?
I didn't even play any of Avowed's main missions outside of a couple of locations.
You got to like the second act.
That's about it.
I know you got at least to the second act. Okay.
Got to the second act. That was it.
I'll say I've played and beaten a lot of games. But
there's a lot of them out there that I have beaten, but I haven't really sat down. Even, let's see, No Man's Sky, I haven't beat the story on that one and found out about the story. So I need to actually start doing the main missions on that one.
Right.
But I start building, and then I want to focus on building.
Yeah. Even Starfield took you forever to beat because you were so busy exploring.
And I still haven't explored every planet.
And you were
100%.
still that was back when you were still on the day shift.
Mm-hmm.
But you had a lot of hours into that game.
Yeah, a lot.
Oh, I know another one.
But nothing in compared to some of the people in our Discord.
I know another one that we both got pretty far into. I would venture to say we were pretty much into the end game.
Not Icarus.
Yeah.
No.
Dude, we were like way into that. We were out killing like the big bosses and stuff.
We got far into the game, but I don't think we actually did a lot of the missions that they had on the call board. We were just running around, and we got to end game gear, to top tier gear.
Yeah. I know you didn't get very far into Enshrouded. Which is kind of a bummer because that game's amazing.
I never beat Avowed.
Age of Conan. We got pretty far in that.
We did. Don't know if we got end game gear,
I would say end game. I would say end game. Because I mean we got about as far as you can get. We cleared I think we cleared every one of those dungeons.
I don't remember. I don't think I was there with y'all when y'all did the dungeons.
Yeah, you were.
Maybe. I don't know. Haven't played Conan in so long because I even deleted it.
Huh. Yeah.
All right. Anyhow, let's get back to our topic.
Yeah. Tangent. Love tangents.
Tangent.
Love tangents.
Yeah, we keep them under As long as we keep them under control.
But
Tangents that go off. Let's not squirrel this. My mind is like an ADHD squirrel that's trying to cross the street.
oh gosh. Okay, so where were we?
All right, so
I had another squirrel moment.
Another squirrel moment. So we reached out as normal when we come up with these deep dives or any kind of topic we want to talk about. We post it in our content ideas under Raw and Nerdy on Discord, and this one got some pretty good feedback from quite a few people. I put on there discussion time. What do you think of the importance of game stores in the development evolution of nerd/gaming culture?
Well, I tried to refrain from putting my opinion in Discord. That way I could discuss it on here because I feel that it has been very important. Game stores have been huge throughout the years. But outside of like TGC, like card games and like tabletop stuff, they're pretty much dead now. And that's because of the whole switching to you don't own video games anymore, everything's digital. We don't hardly ever sell any type of physical media anymore. Like there's no reason to go to the game store. But as a kid, I used to pre-order games and show up at midnight and do the whole experience, for, midnight releases for, I remember my PS3 was a midnight release and I was there and picked it up. My PS4 was a midnight release and I was there and picked it up. Several games, heck, even some movies and stuff like that. I would be there for like, well, I mean, I guess those were theaters, not game stores, but like, that was like a huge part of growing up and stuff is I knew most of the game store people by name. They knew me by name because I was in there all the time talking to them about different games or what's coming out or pre-releases, doing reservations, paying my memberships, things like that. Like I spent a lot of time at GameStop and Electronic Boutique was the big one out in
EB
California.
Games.
Yeah.
They were everywhere back in the day.
Or you used to be able to trade in games and get different games and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like not so much as at GameStop because you'd have to trade in your whole collection to get a 10% off discount for one game, which is a little ridiculous. They did not give you very good credit at all, but a lot of games do.
One of the few releases I remember actually waiting for at the game stores was I actually pre-ordered. I don't know which one it was, but it was one of the collector's Xboxes, and it was a was it Halo 4? I think it was the Halo 4 or Halo 3 Xbox. I want to say Halo 4 because it had a bluer color to it, not the army green. And so that's one of the few that I actually remember actually waiting in line for. Otherwise, it was a lot of going to the movie store, renting a video game I wanted to play, and then going to buy it if I liked it. But this whole conversation in the Discord went exactly what I was expecting because everybody went to video game stores.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people didn't think of it wasn't until a bit later DJC came on, and not a lot of people went to the comic book / tabletop game stores.
Well, that was after my comment.
Yeah. So
yeah, I made a comment about that's all great for video game stores, but what about other type of video or what about other gaming stores like tabletops and stuff?
And the thing that's saving GameStop is they are switching over to a true game store. You can find D&D stuff. You can find trading card game stuff. Not at the level you can find at say, Geek Out in Mansfield, Texas, which is a tabletop TCG card store.
Right.
But those have been instrumental as well because those give people a place to go play and meet up as groups, usually free of charge. And it's actually a very useful thing because not everybody can host games at home or anything like that. And a lot of people, you say, hey, I want to meet up here at this time, show up if you can. And then everybody can show up at a store. I know there's a lot of people out there that are hesitant at going to other people's houses because of rules of that house and stuff like that.
Right. We
But
actually have, in Midland's not that big where I live, and we have 3 big ones here. We have Game On, which is a big one. They have a whole back room with, tabletops and stuff. We have a place called Modern Explorers Guild, which I actually like them. They're really decently priced on like all their cards and stuff. Game On has a much bigger selection, but Modern Explorers got better prices. And then we have another place called the Undercroft in the mall that has like tables and stuff set up that's pretty legit. That place is cool. They got like an arcade in there. They got tabletop. They got all the old. You could buy retro games in there. You could buy like figures, D&D stuff, like everything. That place is pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that does sound pretty cool. Actually, Rabbit Proof reminded me of a place in Washington that was going around earlier today while I was streaming on Twitch. We were having a discussion with because DJC joined in with us, and we're just all 3 sitting there talking about the topic I put in Discord and stuff. And she reminded me of gaming restaurants. Like there's one that was in Washington called AFK Tavern. It was actually a restaurant and bar. Their menu was stylized like you were ordering from a tavern or a D&D centric place. They had big tables where groups could go and play either Magic or play their D&D and stuff, but they also had video game consoles there. And it was before COVID. It was a very busy, not very busy because the service kind of sucked, but the concept was good and they were busy with kids coming in wanting to play the video games and stuff. Great concept. I wish we saw more of those because it would be very interesting. I know LA has gamer bars.
Yeah, they have them in Chicago too. When I went to go visit my buddy Chris in Chicago, they pretty much right across from his apartment there, they had a gaming bar, but it was really cool because they had like multiple copies of like tons of different tabletop games and stuff there. So you could just go there with your friends and you didn't even have to have the games or anything. You could just pick one of the games off their shelf and just play it.
Yeah. And AFK Tavern was the same way. It's cool to see places like that because then you get to see it's one of those evolutions of gaming culture, in my opinion, because you had all your game stores, but a lot of adults and stuff didn't want to go to the game stores all the time because they wanted to be able to have a drink while they're gaming. And then the foods were just a bunch of junk foods unless you brought in your own outside food. These restaurants cater to gamers. These bars cater to gamers. So, all right, cool. We have alcohol.
We have Doritos. We have Code Red. You're good to go. Sit here and play games.
And then, or, hey, can I get some chicken strips? Cool. We'll deliver you some chicken strips right up to your table. Finger food.
Dino nuggets. It better serve some Dino nuggets and some pizza rolls. Or no. You know what my all-time
Dino nuggets at a restaurant.
You know what my all-time favorite gamer food was? Pizza bagel. Those pizza bagels?
Bagel bites?
Yeah, bagel bites.
Pizza in the morning, pizza in the evening, pizza at supper time.
Yep. I loved those things, and they made the best gamer snacks ever.
Or Tostitos pizza rolls.
Yeah, pizza rolls are good, but they weren't pizza bagels.
This
They
is
just
true.
and now I have an air fryer. I should try pizza bagels in an air fryer. I bet you that's amazing.
I've done pizza rolls in the air fryer. I haven't done pizza bagels in the air fryer. So
Mm.
so to me, the evolution of gaming has just been, and the roles that these have played for video gamers, EB Games and GameStop have played the biggest role, some of the biggest roles, and by extension, some of the movie places you can rent games from.
Yeah.
Because you could buy their older games and stuff at a pretty good discount, and it's a culture you won't see anymore because, like you said, now everything's going digital. You don't see the midnight releases or everybody's up. You just got your computer programmed to start downloading the game as soon as it comes out.
Mm-hmm. Or half the time you can have it downloaded before it even comes out, so that it's the moment it comes out, you can start playing it. Well, after a small patch.
But the fact that those game stores are evolving, or the ones that survived, because obviously EV Games is no longer around, they're actually changing their ways to be able to become a true game store.
What they should do, especially places like GameStop and stuff like that, should evolve into like, instead of like here you can't find them unless it's a standalone GameStop store. It doesn't exist anymore around where I live. Any of them that are in the mall, all that gone.
For the most part,
the only ones we have around here are like one or two within like a 50-mile radius of me that are standalone GameStop stores.
I think there's one mall in my area, and I think that's Parks Mall in Arlington, Texas, that is still a true mall. All these other malls have pretty much become ghost towns.
Our mall's actually, like, we had a guy come in and buy it, and he's like reviving the mall scene, and it's actually becoming a mall again. And it's pretty cool. But we lost our GameStop.
Of course. It's all about cost. Let's see. The first one, in the order of these written, and yes, I'm looking up because I'm looking at my second screen. Tank came out and said, what do you think of the importance of game stores in the development evolution of nerd gaming culture? Tank replied, very. From an engagement perspective, I personally need something to sink my teeth into, especially in a developing game. I get that games take a long time to develop with a lot of resources and creation effort. Still needs to be said, though, a story for your game needs to be written before the game is produced. 7 Days to Die is a perfect example of this. The game mechanics and everything were made prior to the story, and the story was thrown in an afterthought. That one, I think you got a little backwards on what we were thinking of.
Yeah, I actually like 7 Days to Die, but you didn't let me finish my thought. You jumped into it. What I was saying was that what places like GameStop and stuff should do is, since they're getting away from selling physical media, they should get more into the internet cafe type of thing, because those are starting to become a lot more popular, where people can come in and like rent a spot to play and play with each other in an internet cafe situation.
Dude, could you imagine a GameStop buying out like an old Kmart or something and just making a bunch
turning
of
it into a massive gaming internet cafe? That would be sweet. Host like esports and stuff like that. Dude,
that would be awesome.
Bank. They would make bank.
GameStop, you heard it here first. We expect royalties.
Yeah. For sure, dude. If somebody did that, they like, dude, there's an old Kmart right here in town that's out of business. Hook it up. You could put in like big screens with like places where people can sit and watch, like, well, these big tournaments and gaming tournaments are going on, dude. Oh, I'm getting excited just thinking of how cool that would be.
They gotta snatch it up before U-Haul does.
Dollar General. Dollar General is the one who's buying up every building they can find these days. Oh, there's a Dollar General 3 miles down the road. That's fine. We need another one.
I know, right? Well, yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. I don't know why they don't try doing that. That would be actually pretty
There are,
interesting.
I mean, in bigger cities and stuff like that, they do have the internet cafes and they do very well. And again, you can serve food or, you know, some of them like you can have like an area that's like an adult area of it where they serve alcohol, but like for the most part, just, serve food, serve drinks. People will, they mention it in Ready Player One about the little internet, like the little
No, yeah.
places they could Oasis plugins and stuff where you can just go in and rent
Hmm.
time. Same situation, rent time to where you can, you don't have to have the best rigs because you can just go play at one of these places that do have the best rigs. And
See, that's where it becomes very useful because you can actually the game store can buy top of the line gear and keep it
yeah,
up to date and just rent out that time like you're saying. That
right.
would be a great idea.
What, 10, $20 an hour? Well, not $20, but like $10 an hour or something. And say
Hmm.
you have 200 computers in there, you're renting them out at $10 an hour, and you're making 2 grand an hour just to have people sit in there and use your internet
Hmm. Within a year, you'd make back everything you spent to set that place
easily.
up.
And I mean, if you're thinking about it, like you could easily have the PCs themselves locked to where people can't mess with them or break them or anything like that.
Hmm.
You can control all the settings on these things to keep people from going in and like password protect everything where people can't get in and change any settings or anything like that. I mean,
Just
it would be really easy to monitor.
It's just make guest accounts, make the switches where they're embedded into the wall where you're at and not actually physically accessing the computer.
Right.
Because you make the guest account
The only thing
and
they would
then,
be able to touch or break would be the keyboard and mice, and those are easy enough to replace.
Mhm.
Or I mean, for that matter, you can make them bring their own mouse or something if you wanted to.
Yeah, and then keyboards and mice are actually really easy to repair too.
Right.
But you could oh man, you could even go further with it. Don't just make it for gaming. Actually, make it where people can just chill with ebooks, read an ebook off in the corner somewhere.
Yeah, have little lounges for other things, but I'm saying like just the gaming portion of it, just have them pay by the hour to come play for, a day or two or,
I- If I
it would be
if
packed all
I
the time.
if I could, I would open up a GameStop. I would take a GameStop and I would open it up inside an old Kmart. I would put not half, a good section of it for tabletop, card gaming, all that stuff. Then I would take over a third or
Why would you call it GameStop? Why wouldn't you just make your own place?
no, because I want to show GameStop how it should be done with their own company.
Call it stop. Call it Stop and Game.
No, find out who still has the rights to EB Games and reopen EB Games.
Yeah, the
But
Electronic
no,
Boutique.
see, that would actually be no. We should open one and call it AR Games.
There we go. Get open two. One down there, one up here.
Raw
Franchise.
Games.
Franchise. Raw
All of a
Gaming
sudden.
Center. Like, yeah, dude. That'd be a great idea. And I guarantee you it would be packed all the time.
Put it in the right places. Yeah. Dallas, Fort Worth. I would put one in Arlington, Texas, because that's right in the middle, and there's a lot of people that game up in that area.
Yeah, there's a ton of gamers over in my area, and I don't even live in a huge area. I mean, I live in
You're
the
not even
tri.
far from. You are about. How many hours are you from Indianapolis?
Oh, a ways.
I thought for some reason geographically, I was thinking Indianapolis was closer to you. That's Chicago. That's closer to you.
Chicago. I'm only about 4 hours from Chicago.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
too
got my
far from
states
Chicago,
backwards.
but like, yeah. I mean, I'm not. I'm like an hour or so from Lansing. Hour and 20 minutes, maybe from Lansing. Like less than 2 hours from Detroit. But I live in like what's known as the Tri Cities area, so it's like Midland, Bay City, and Saginaw are three decent sized cities around here that kind of are one big giant city because they're not
Okay.
too far from each other. Um, there's a lot of gamers and stuff around here. Just
Yeah,
Saginaw's not exactly the most desirable area, so
true. But see, that's a thing. Like where I live, I got Dallas Fort Worth, which you have Dallas Fort Worth, Arlington, Irving,
yeah,
the Metroplex of they call it here in Texas. They call it the Metroplex
yeah. You'd
because it's
be
all just blended into one huge.
like something like this would probably do best in Michigan. I would say it would probably do best in the Grand Rapids area,
Mm-hmm.
but that's fine. I'd open one in the Grand Rapids area too.
Yeah.
That'd be huge, dude. It would be so cool, and it would do so well. I know it would. Like I have no doubt in my mind that if I had the money to
So
start something up like that, it would do great.
part of the reason why I'm saying also a Kmart size is because not only will you have the size to add a very big gaming area, very big comic book store type area, but you
Hmm.
could also add in a restaurant inside of there.
Right,
It doesn't have to be a huge restaurant, but
and
5 or 6 tables.
the best thing about it is there's so many vacant Kmart's just sitting around doing nothing anyway. Why not?
There's so many vacant stores and department stores in general.
Yeah.
Could you imagine going to a mall? Say you find a mall that's being revitalized, like your mall, and you
Hmm.
go and you get like the old Macy's or old Sears
Oh,
built part of that and turn that
dude.
into the store.
Oh, dude. If you did it in the mall, it would be insane. Insane.
Yeah, it
Oh, that
would
would
be.
be even better. But yeah, the Kmart is not near the mall.
But no, I
Hmm.
see if they have. I know there's a lot of malls where the Sears building portion of it hasn't been filled up in some of those malls. Or if they
Right.
have, you could probably find a mall that has a few places side by side that you can just rent out the entire area and turn it into one big thing and just revamp the interior. Okay,
Dude.
so we're on topic
Yeah, we're
by
talking about the
by talking
evolution.
about the evolution of a game store.
Yeah, that was all on topic, and it was great, dude. That would, oh man, I wish I could make that happen. That would be so awesome.
If anybody listening to this podcast knows how to make that happen and is just
Wants to
interested
fund
in it,
this idea.
reach out.
Should start a massive GoFundMe.
Dude, why not? Everybody else has a GoFundMe for stuff.
Fund the
Even
best
worse.
gaming experience imaginable.
That would be so amazing. But I want to get back into the Discord. All right. So DJC is where we started actually seeing the answers we were on topic. Tank brought up a good one for video games in general, but let's get back to the stores. DJC goes crazy to see the video game stores disappearing and the trading card game stores popping up all over the place. I missed the days of 6 to 8 of my friends camping out for the morning or midnight release. That was fun. And then Mossy came back and said, yeah, I hear you. Short of the consoles that play the games themselves, niche collectors and old classic systems, modern game stores are dead. They don't have products to sell in the quantity they once did because digital media killed off most physical. They've become a memorabilia store selling gaming adjacent products, cooking mitts that look like power gloves or pop figures of video game origins, or T-shirts or Lego. That's
Yeah,
sad
it's just
too.
merchandise and stuff. The
Mhm.
biggest, I think, the biggest thing though that is starting to kill gaming culture in a whole is not necessarily the switch to digital, but it's the super greedy people. Like
The
it's
developers are killing, not
no,
developers, but publishers.
no. I'm talking the greedy people that will sit there and a new system comes out and they'll buy 76 of them and
Oh
then
yeah,
sell them for 10 times the price online, and you can't find one when you're looking for one because all these scalpers, and it's the same with like the trading card games and things like that, like the new Magic sets come out and the price goes insane because you can't find them anywhere because scalpers are buying them all and reselling them for 3 times. And it's people have realized that, hey, this is a market that is profitable, so I'm going to make a profit on people, and it makes it a lot harder for the regular gamer.
And it makes it harder for
sucks.
families to get new family members into gaming. Because if you're having to fork out, granted, when I bought my PS5, I got lucky enough to walk in and Best Buy said, yeah, we're going to be offering this new shipment at $550 a unit. Do you want one?
I did
And
not
like,
get that
yeah.
lucky. I had to buy mine from somebody who was selling it online. Thankfully, I found somebody who wasn't trying to scalp. They were just, they had an extra system because they bought one, but their girlfriend also bought him one, and he had an extra one, and he sold it to me for, I think I paid like $50, maybe 100. I think it was like $55 or something like that over retail price.
That's not horrible.
Which isn't bad, but it was still like I couldn't find one anywhere when I got my PS5. So,
well, that was partially because of the scalpers and partially because they released it at the worst possible time and didn't make sure they had enough to sell because they sold out.
well, they had a ton. They just didn't realize that they were going to sell 3 tons.
Yeah, there you go.
Like they had a lot. They just didn't have enough. And
yeah,
same with the Switch 2. The Switch 2 is, again, something that's hard to find right now.
Yeah, that is a hit on, that's giving a hit to gaming culture, but for the most part, game culture still strong. But yeah, it looks like Mossy is talking about how he misses the current, in most cases, the physical copies of games in the current consoles and stuff like that. And then that's where you came in talking about video games. We were talking about, that's all about video game stores. Let's talk about tabletop stores. And then TJC actually wrote to us from a trading card store and took a picture of it. And it actually has almost all the tables have people there. Now, he plays a game called Lorcana. I've seen it.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Offered before. I just never played it.
Fun fact, when I actually said that thing about the video games, about tabletop stores and stuff, I was in Game On looking at my Discord on my phone, but I was in Game On looking at the new Spider-Man TGC sets.
As you can see, I meant for that question to be more than just video game stores, but I left it vague to see what people come up with.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good to see that there's a lot of people still out there saying that, yeah, the tabletop companies did a lot to evolve the culture of gaming, because you have, everybody knows D&D. Everybody knows, a lot of people know Pathfinder. Everybody knows Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, all that.
Right.
Now, on the flip side to this is, I had a friend of mine who actually used to own a game store before COVID shut everything down. And he actually is big on role-playing games, and he's actually authoring his own games. He's authored one. I don't know. I think one that I know of, but it's also, those game stores is where you get more people coming out to design new games. I remember play testing a game, and I can't remember the name of it, but it was a zombie apocalypse game. But it was well done because you're survivors living in an area. You had to go visit these places, and you got to be careful with how much noise you make and all that, because you don't want to alert the zombies to you. So vehicles are scarce, all that. I think they called it Red Market, which does not sound like in a zombie apocalypse game. It sounds like more like a vampire game. But you see, a lot of these game stores are where the playtesting gets done for these smaller games that turn into the big games. And that leads to even more people getting involved into the big games. And because people say, if I had a family, I would end up taking my kids to this game store so they could just relax. And then they get into the games and it just spreads like a wildfire.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I think uh, these game stores help evolve gaming. And because they sell more than just video game stuff, they sell comic books and all that. It just really spreads nerd culture to the extreme.
See, one thing that I find kind of ironic is that like they're moving away from physical media, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're moving into the digital, have to download your games, you don't own your games. But as they're doing that, the thing that's becoming more popular is the things like comic books and, the
Regular
cards,
books.
the cards and the things that you actually have physical copies of and collect are becoming more popular because now we can't go out and buy physical copies of our video games. So it's becoming more popular to collect other things like cards and I find that kind of ironic, and maybe the video game companies should realize that there's a huge culture of people who are out there who collect every Nintendo game, collect every Super Nintendo game. The physical copies are wanted and needed, and people want those. So getting rid of them is it saves you from having to spend $10 to burn your game onto this disc and put a label on it and sell it, but the money you're saving there is not helping you in the long run because a lot of people are getting upset with, especially when you come to like the PS5 that like, cool, let's go to digital games and my PS5 can hold 5 of them before it's out of space.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would rather have my games on a physical disc that I could play it like the old school PS1 to where I could have 100 different games and play anyone I want whenever I want and not have to keep deleting and reinstalling games so I can play them.
Yeah, see, that's where the evolution of video games needs to happen is, like you said, I can fit 5 games before I modified my hard drive and added 2 terabytes of memory to it. I can fit up to, if I'm lucky, 5 games because the average game now is like 80 gigabytes.
The average Call of Duty game is like 180.
Yeah, and you can buy 128 to you can buy a decent sized SD card that big, and just put your whole game on that and make it where the Switch does, where you just have an SD card reader. It's solid state, so it's going to read it quickly, and those are cheap. Not CD cheap, but those are cheap. And then
Blu-rays aren't that expensive either.
Yeah, and you have where's it going? You have physical media. You don't have to worry about people having to have space on their PC to actually store the game.
Right.
But the problem is it takes away from the fact that a lot of game publishers want to say you don't own the games.
Well, even the games I have physical copies to, if they decide to stop supporting it, I can't play it anymore.
Well, yeah, because a lot of the newer games are nothing but the code to be able to download it.
Basically,
that's what the physical disc is. Yeah,
and they don't give you, like, you can't play a lot of games I have on my PlayStation. I can't even play if I'm not connected to the internet.
Yeah,
I have to be connected to play them.
That's where things are ridiculous, and that's where the developers are not. And I'm not going to say developers. I want to say producers. They're the ones that are driving this. The publishers are the ones that are pushing this, and they're the ones that are doing the exact opposite of what GameStop did growing up. They're the ones that are pushing people away from really wanting to game.
Which is kind of silly to push your primary customers with, because it is going to get to the point where like I'm not going to want to buy it. Like one of the main reasons why I'm very hesitant about buying the Switch 2 is the whole you don't own this system thing. And if you do anything we don't like, we can brick your $500 system, and then you have a $500 brick. And like the fact that they're, or like the whole thing that happened with Crunchyroll when it got bought out, and suddenly like all those people who had thousands of dollars worth of anime suddenly couldn't watch any of their media anymore because they didn't own it, and now they had to rebuy it if they wanted to watch it on the new streaming system. And it's like,
I know it was Crunchyroll is the one you go to now. It was Fan something.
was what they bought out. I don't remember what
Yes,
it was.
it was the one they ended up buying out. Ended up all your library there got lost.
Yeah, and now you had to rebuy it on Crunchyroll. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
but it's starting. They're starting to do the same thing with like PlayStation. Now you have to buy all your games on the PlayStation Network, and they've already had times where they said, "Oh, well, we're phasing this out, and we're not supporting this anymore, so you can't play this anymore if you like." What do you mean I can't play this anymore? I paid for that game. Like, why can't I play that anymore? Oh, well, you just paid to lease it. No, I didn't. Like, no, I didn't. Just like I've done my whole life, I paid for a video game to have it.
Yeah, and the only way we're really going to change that is if
We just
people
refuse
actually
to
start
do it.
reading that end user license agreement right at the beginning, and it says you do not own this game. Be like, all right, I'm issuing a refund through Steam.
Yeah, give it back.
Because you start hurting Steam, then you start hurting the game companies, because Steam will start being like, we're not taking your games anymore because people don't want.
Everyone's returning them. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. If people just stop doing it, if they stop downloading these games and say we're not going to do it anymore, then they'll switch it. They'll fix it because they want their money. But
let's be honest.
They're not.
People are going to do that as much as Cowboys fans will stop supporting the Dallas Cowboys. It's just not going to happen. There's too many people that
the
really
definition of insanity.
Yep. There's too many people that just love how things are. It's simple enough for them.
Did you know that if you look up the definition of insanity in a dictionary, it literally the third definition down there that says a Cowboys fan?
Yeah. We won't talk about football, especially Monday night's football against Green Bay Packers that ended in a tie. Man, that got so much feedback from fans being like, I didn't sit here and watch a 4-hour game to watch it end in a tie.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, sometimes that happens.
At least if soccer ends in a tie, it literally only went about 90 minutes and not 4 hours before the end of the game.
Well, soccer, don't they go to a shootout?
They do. They go to
same with hockey. They go to a shootout.
Actually, no, I think soccer does go into ties. It's the playoffs where they go. Don't quote me because I don't know soccer very well, but I think they go into shootouts in the playoffs, but they do ties. And the same with hockey. I think hockey does ties in the regular season, but not in the playoffs.
Well, either way,
we went
back on topic.
We just went on several tangents.
I think the gaming companies, like the people, need to stand up to the gaming companies, and they need to stand up to this new system. Otherwise, we're gonna get hosed in the long run, and we don't want them to have that kind of power over us. Like,
no.
Like think of the absolute pandemonium that would happen if in the gaming community if tomorrow we woke up and there was a news, something flashes on the news, Mojang decides to shut down all Minecraft servers, never to be opened again.
That would be horrible.
People that have hundreds of thousands of hours of their life into their servers, and then suddenly they just decide, yeah, we just don't feel like doing this no more. We're shutting them off, all the servers.
That would be ridiculous.
Or if we woke up to PlayStation and Xbox agree to shut down Game Pass and PlayStation Network for good. Call it quits. Console war's over.
Console war's
You can't
over
play any
anyway.
of your games anymore.
Dude, they did that. That would be the end of video gaming in general.
So I'm saying, you know what everybody would do? They would get out their PS2s, they would get out their Super Nintendos, all their physical media that they have that they can still play, and they'll play it.
And you know what will save everybody? All those people who made emulators to be able to run those on like a PC.
Yeah.
Because it is not illegal to create a copy of a game you own.
Right. You can emulate it as long as you own it. Yeah.
All right. So we are running pretty not as
we're a
late
little
as
over
last.
again. We're a little over, but we're good.
But are we actually over? Since we said we will run over.
Yeah.
Because we believe in having our topics. We did go on several tangents. We still covered our main topic, which we discussed a lot about it, gave GameStop an idea of what they need to do.
And if you want to discuss these topics with us, the place to be is our Discord, discord.gg/raw podcasts. Come join us. We have lots of conversations. We play games. We have fun. Like we said, we were playing Borderlands with one of our guys from Discord today, DJ. I mean, he was in there. He was sitting there just itching to get home so that he could play with us. So, I mean, I'll let anybody join that wants to play because it's fun. We have a good time. We get in Discord. Rook streams it, and we kill stuff and have fun. So, join us. Have fun.
And it is not PG-13, so if you jump in, and we're having fun. If that game ever gets PG-13,
it from Archon, it's PG-13 until about the hours of 9 o'clock when all my kids go to bed. Then it gets a little bit less PG-13. But I try and be good when my kids are in the room. Other than that, I have my headset on, so they don't hear what you guys say. You can say whatever you want.
All of a sudden they start watching my stream. No, you can't watch
that. Yeah.
Also, if you want to check us out on Facebook, we do have Facebook. It's Raw and Nerdy, or Raw Podcast, sorry.
Raw Podcast.
You can find us in a Raw Podcast. That's where I actually announce our episode when it's actually updated. So if you don't have your stuff to auto download it, that's where you'll find out.
And if you're bored and you want to see things from a year or so ago, you can look at our Instagram, which is Raw Podcast 1. We haven't really posted much recently, but
we haven't really done stuff.
Yeah, as things happen, we'll post more. Like if we do get a chance to go to Comic-Con this year or anything like that, I mean, like we'll post pictures and stuff from there. I was going to post pictures from the Ren Fair, but sadly I didn't get to go.
If I would have thought about it this year and went to Space Con down in, was it San Antonio? I think it's in San Antonio. If I would have went down there, I would have met some of the Star Trek cast. Of course, that would have been on Instagram.
But I did see that one thing I told you about. What was it? GalaxyCon? Something
GalaxyCon?
down. Was that what it was down in Indiana or whatever, where Weird Al was going to be there? We can get him to do our opening theme. You just gotta go down there.
Yes, I would love to do that in Columbus.
Go down there and talk to him. Be like, hey, we got this show called Raw and Nerdy, very similar to your White and Nerdy. You want to spit a few bars for us?
That would be amazing. That would be our intro for the rest of time.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And we'd get it on video.
Yeah. We would do some weird, goofy stuff as it rolled into the episode. Actually have a good intro.
That would be awesome.
I know, right? All right. So I think that's all of our socials.
Yeah,
you can
that's
catch
about it.
If I stream, you can catch me streaming on at Twitch at rook.com or rook.com, huh? Rook213. Otherwise, you can find me everywhere else as some variation of Rook213 or Tomcat213.
Yeah, and you can find me on all social media as the Archon606 if you want to see what I'm up to. Life in general. My wife is making me post more lately, so we'll see.
I post randomly, especially if I go on adventures and stuff. I'll post stuff I find interesting. But yeah, I think that's all we got for tonight.
That is. So until next week, you guys have a great week, guys.
Y'all stay nerdy.